Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert, and I am flying solo here for this player prop show for this big 13-game slate on Tuesday, December 23rd, last day of games here before the holiday break. We did a full show covering all 13 games on Monday afternoon. I have our Puck Buck bets up here on the screen on the YouTube video to start the show out if you guys missed that one, but go back and listen to that one as well. Top the show here. Make sure you guys do all that fun stuff. Subscribe on YouTube, like the videos, comment, join us in the chat here live. We like interacting with the chat, trying to, go back and forth, especially for these prop shows. Especially today. I normally have a few different player props per game, but I am limiting myself to one prop per game, just one player prop per game. So if you guys have any props you're looking at or anything, just let me know. Make sure you also subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Spotify or Apple or wherever else. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify there. Let's just get right into things here. Going to do one player prop for all 13 games. I'm going to end up probably putting those 13 picks into a round robin. So we'll see. Hopefully we can, go positive on that. At least 7-6, maybe get 8 wins there. Tried to, limit the not too long of odds, a few plus odds in there. Limited to, ideally minus 120 or shorter, but there are a few longer ones in there, especially for my Flyers there. But yeah, let's get right into things here. Starting off at the 4 o'clock. We got a 4 o'clock game, Penguins at the Maple Leafs, and I am looking at Rickard Rakell. Only played in 15 games so far this season, but 39 shots on goal there. So I'm taking him over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 115. If you want to ladder that up over 3.5 at plus 215, that could be worth doing there. Looking at his past few games here, he's really been shooting the puck a ton. Early on in the year, a lot of games less under 2.5 shots on goal. But since he has returned from injury, he has 3, 0, 4, 6, 5, and 4. So 4 straight games there with at least 4 shots on goal, which, as I just said, is plus 215, or this just over 2.5 at minus 115. Plenty of shot attempts going reverse chronologically. You got 9, 7, 8, and 4 in his past 4 games there. Playing now in Toronto. Toronto's not playing too well there on the road for Rakell. So looking at his road games here, his past 2, 5, and 6 at Montreal and at Ottawa. So I like that there. A little bit above a pick'em for him to keep firing the puck as he's been doing lately. And looking at last season, he had 3 shots on goal in 2 of the 3 meetings against Toronto there. So starting it off there with a shots on goal prop for Rickard Rakell. He does do well against the Leafs as Hal. Hal, always a mainstay here in the chat. Appreciate you showing up. Hall Quilt. Not sure what the how to pronounce that there, but so Rakell there at 4. Going down to 6:30, got the Stars Red Wings game. I'm taking Miro Heiskanen to get a point. He was one of my guys I wrote about today in my player props article. I write that daily. If you guys want to check that out, I usually tweet that out from Sports Illustrated. But 33 points now in 37 games, 3-game point streak, 4 points in that span. Looking at the past, 10 games here, 11 points, has points in 8 of those 10 games there. So he's just been firing the puck a lot. I like the Stars tonight in Detroit as well, and he's been fairly consistent over the past month plus here. Looking at his past 25 games, he has 28 points and has recorded a point in all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. So 18 of his past 25 there. We're getting minus 125. for him to record a point there. I think that's a pretty good look. He's recorded a point in the one meeting against Detroit last year, has a point in over half of his games now on the season, and I could see the Stars putting up a few tonight on the Red Wings. They've scored 5, 8, 5, and 4 in their past 4 games, so I like Heiskanen there to get on the board over half a point at minus 122 there at FanDuel, minus 25 at DraftKings. Right, and we have a bunch of games here at 7 p.m. Before that, make sure you guys check out the SGPN app. We got plenty of sports going on now. You can get all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place in the app. So make sure you check that out in the App Store. Just type in SGPN. And going down to the Canadians Bruins game here, I'm looking at Pavel Zacha. Pavel Zacha, not quite on that top line for the Bruins. He's not the Geeky or the Elias Lindholm, but he is playing second line. He is on the top power play unit with those guys and Pasternak and McAvoy. So he is minus 115 to get a point, minus 125 at some books out there. He has a 4-game point streak, as you can see here. And he's been great in December. He has points in all but 2 of his 10 games in December, with a total of 9 points in that span. Looking at the Canadians, they've been, their goaltending has not been great this season, so Boston should be able to get a few on them. Montreal coming off a 4-3 shootout loss in Pittsburgh. Boston trying to bounce back there at home. So hopefully Boston gets a few there against the Canadians. Pavel Zacha did have a point in the first meeting, as well as 2 of the 3 meetings last season against Montreal, and has a point in 64% of his games this year. So he's been fairly consistent for the Bruins there. Just check his home road splits here, because the Bruins are home tonight. That's not this season. This season he has 19 points in 19 home games, only 7 points in 7 road games. So even more reason there to take Zacha to record a point there at home at TD Garden. Looking at his recent home games, has won in 6 straight home games. 84% of his home games this season he has a point in. So he's been great on home ice. Only minus 115, minus 125 for Zacha to record a point. All right, down to another divisional game here over in the Metro at the Devils and Islanders. I like the Devils. I like possibly some Jack Hughes, but Matt Barzal is where I'm looking here. He has 19 assists and 29 points in 35 games this season, and he's on a current point streak, a current assist streak here for the Islanders. He has points in 7 straight games there, assists in 6 straight. So, minus 110 there, I think I said, to get an assist. Minus 110, minus 113, depending on where you look. He has an assist in over half of his games this season. And one of the 2 meetings, over the past 2 years, he's played the Devils twice, and he has an assist in one of those 2 games. After imagining he's also better on home ice when he can get the matchup there. Home ice, 16 points in 19 games. Road, 13 points in 16 games, but 12 of those 16 points at home have been assists there. So, like Matt Barzal, to do some playmaking tonight against the Devils at home. Another game there at 7 p.m. is the Panthers at the Hurricanes. Panthers just seem to have the Hurricanes number here, and Evan Rodriguez in particular likes playing against the Hurricanes here. I'm looking at him for over 1.5 shots on goal at minus 152. Over 2.5 is plus 210. I'm seeing that line was taken down at DraftKings. I'm just make sure there's no injuries I should be aware of. Dealing with a lower body injury 5 days ago, but he's been back since then. Looking at his shots on goal in recent games, 2, 6, 3, 3, 3, 3 there. So 6 straight games with at least 3 shots on goal, or 2 shots on goal. 5 of them he had 3 shots on goal, including the one against Carolina. That's the 6 shots on goal on 9 total shot attempts. Played 1947 in that one. And, even looking back last year, including the playoffs, he had at least 2 shots on goal in 3 straight, 4 of his past 5, and 7 of 8 games against Carolina dating back to the beginning of last season. So, he's a guy that typically gets 2 shots on goal 2/3 of his games this year, he has it. 2 shots on goal. 80 shots in 35 games. That's an average of over 2 shots per goal there. So you're paying some juice at minus 152, but I think it's worth it here, even on the road. Carolina hasn't quite been as good as at limiting shots on goal as they typically are. And yeah, Rodriguez, 38 shots on goal in 14 road games, which is better than his 42 shots in 21 home games. So he likes shooting the puck even more on the road there. Okay, down to another Metropolitan matchup here. My first under. I think I only have maybe this and one other two other unders here. Will Cooley here for the Rangers. Under 1.5 shots on goal. You can get plus 105 on that. You can get plus 110 out there. On the season, he has 74 shots in 38 games, so just under 2 shots on goal per game. And looking at his recent games, 0, 1, 0, 0, 4, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 shots on goal in there in his past 9 games. That's a total, or 10 games, total of 8 shots on goal, 23 shot attempts in his past 10 games. Like, he only had 2 shot attempts last game, 3 the game before that, 1 the game before that. So especially on the road here, looking at his road games, 0, 0, 0, 1, a pair of threes back there, but Rangers are in shambles this season. I don't know what's going on up there at MSG. And the Capitals are always kind of tough there on the shots on goal. Against Cooley did have 4 shots on goal against the Caps earlier this year, but that was at home. And that's back when he was shooting the puck quite a bit. So not sure if the Rangers have switched up their lines recently. I know no JT Miller there. It looks like Will Cooley is on the second line with Trocheck and Gabe Perreault, and on the second power play unit. So maybe he gets to 2, maybe he gets 2 shots on goal. That's not really too crazy to imagine for a forward in the NHL that plays close to 20 minutes, 17, 18 minutes per game. But he has just not been shooting the puck recently, and I will take those plus 110 odds for him to go under 1.5. Okay, over in the Atlantic Division now, I've got the Sabres at the Senators, and I'm going for a revenge game angle here. There were a few different players I was looking at to get a point here for the Sabres. They have been good. They've been very hot recently, but Josh Norris is going to be who I'm looking at here. He has 10 points in 9 games. He's healthy. When he's healthy, he's good. Otherwise, he's hurt. Started the season, no points in his first game, but since coming back, he's just been absolutely on fire. Points in 7 of 8 games, 10 points in total. And the Senators are, allowing a bit right now. Like I like the Sabres as road underdogs tonight in Ottawa. Buffalo has had Ottawa's number, and this will be Josh Norris's first game against the Senators after spending the first few years of his career there. So I like Josh Norris a lot there. Minus 115 to record a point. Okay, all right. Before we move down to 8 o'clock, we are brought to you by Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. You can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they even have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment, and the weather. At Kalshi, you can trade anything, and you can get $20 when you use promo code SGPN at Kalshi. That is KALSHI. Promo code SGPN. And of course, Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog has you covered this holiday season with Underdog Unwrapped. You'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. And Underdog has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with code HGP. All right, so 8 o'clock game here. I have the Predators at the Wild. I was potentially looking at something else here, but not going to jinx myself. Going to Vladimir Tarasenko over 1.5 shots on goal at minus 120. He is averaging just shy of that, 59 shots in 30 games there, but he's been shooting the puck a decent amount recently. Looking at his past few games, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2. So he's had multiple shots on goal in all but 2 of his past 12 games. And coming off a game where he had 1 shot on goal against the Avalanche, but he had 7 total shot attempts. So if that puck is an inch and doesn't get blocked, goes on net, or goes on net instead of missing the net, it cashes there. So, multiple shots on goal here for Tarasenko. I like that here tonight against the Predators. He had 2 shots on goal against the Predators earlier this season, last month, and 3 at Nashville last year in October against the Predators there as well. We'll be home tonight for Minnesota, and I believe he's been even better at home. Let me just double check that there. Home games recently, yeah, he has multiple shots on goal in 65% of his home games, 6 straight before having won there against Colorado. So Tarasenko minus 120, over 1.5 shots on goal. All right, down to 9 o'clock and the Battle of Alberta. I'm looking at Connor McDavid here. Goals always good. Multiple points could be good there as well. But I am looking at over 3.5 shots on goal at plus 130 there. 122 shots in 37 games. So, a little bit under 4 shots on goal per game. But looking at his recent games here, 5, 6, 3, 6, 3, 2, 4, 6, 5, 7. Tons of shot attempts in those games as well. 6, 12, 4, 11, 5, 6, 7, 9, 5, 8, 6. And he's been fantastic at home at shooting the puck, especially against the Flames. Looking at the Flames earlier this year, I think that was the first game of the season. He had 5 shots on goal against them on 6 total attempts. And last year, he had 5 shots on 9 total attempts. So he's been in that Battle of Alberta, he's always been pretty good there. His home games this season, he has at least 4 shots on goal in 5 straight, including 5 or more in 4 of them. 8 of his past 10, he has at least 4 shots on goal. And yes, 2/3 of his games this season at home, he has at least 4 shots on goal. So if you're giving me plus 134 for that, I'm going to take that all day. And even over 5.5, plus 295, you're getting close to 3-1. He's hit that in over half of his home games this season, including those 4 of the past 5, as I just mentioned there. So look for a Connor McDavid little mini shots on goal step ladder tonight at home against the Flames. Let me just get some raw numbers for his home and road splits here. At home, 63 shots in 15 games, so over 4 shots per game. And then on the road, 59 shots in 22 games. So he's bottled up on the road sometimes when teams get their top defensive unit against them, but Knobloch should be able to get some decent matchups tonight for McDavid against the Flames. Another 9 o'clock game here, and this is the only prop I actually look to that's longer than minus 150 is Trevor Zegras to get a point, minus 168. I mean, realistically, this should be getting close to minus 200 or higher for Zegras to get a point this season. He's a point per game player, 36 points in 15 games, or in 35 games. 15 of those are goals. 10 points during his 8-game point streak. He has points in 12 of his past 13 with 15 points total. And just he's been, he's driving the Flyers offense. He's been fantastic. I watch every Flyers game, so I know what is happening there. He has points in 26 of 35 games, and it is a back-to-back, but it's the Blackhawks. It probably is Spencer Knight, though. I haven't confirmed that. I'm going to check that right now. But even in back-to-backs, back-to-back last weekend, he had 2 points in Carolina, which is a tough one. Against the Devils in a back-to-back, he had 2 points. Dallas was held off the score sheet there, but he's been decent in back-to-backs recently. And yeah, it is Spencer Knight for the Blackhawks. But this, as I said, this line should be at least minus 200. I think he's hot. He's enjoying his time here in Philadelphia. So like that a lot there for Zegras to get a point. Okay. Also at 9 o'clock is the Mammoth at the Avalanche. Not looking at any of the usual suspects here. I'm rather looking at Devin Taves over 1.5 shots on goal here at minus 105. 60 shots on goal in 35 games. So has not been at 2 shots on goal per game yet this season, but he's trending that way a lot recently. Going back from his most recent games, 4-0-3 to 3-5-3. So that's shots on goal, multiple shots on goal in 6 of his past 7, with 20 total in that span. And going back a calendar month now to November 23rd. He has 35 shots in 14 games, only held under 2.5 twice. And those were two 0 shots on goal games at the Rangers and against the Jets. I don't think the Mammoth have the capabilities of holding him necessarily to that. He has 2 shots on goal in Utah earlier this season, one at home against them. But looking at last season, 3-3-2 against the Mammoth in those games against the Utah Hockey Club. They were last year, of course, and yeah, at home 29 shots in 16 games, road 31 in 19. But just based on how he's trending recently, he's been shooting the puck a ton. I think this is a good number for him just to get 2 shots on goal there. Pretty much even money at minus 105. Okay, down here at 10 p.m. Have a few games left. Kraken at the Kings. Back to back for both teams. Kings are a very low scoring team. I like the under in this one a lot. And Quinton Byfield, he has 19 points in 34 games this season, but a lot of them came early on. He's been extremely cold recently. He has no points in December, only has 2 points in his past 15 games. They came in back to back games. So I'm taking him under a point at under half a point at minus 110 on DraftKings. Yeah, minus 110 at most books there. Just don't see many goals in this one. I mean, the Kings haven't scored more than 2 in their past 5 games. So Byfield has not contributed much at all offensively. So 2 points in his past 15 games. You're giving me a pick 'em in something he has done 62% of the time this season. I will I'll take that all day. So Byfield, fade Byfield tonight, under half a point. And then the Sharks at the Golden Knights. I am looking at Macklin Celebrini. I was going to look at someone else to get a point, but I'm just taking Celebrini to get an assist. 36 assists in 36 games played this season, 54 points. Just an insane season so far for Macklin Celebrini. He has a 5-game point and assist streak, 11 points, 8 assists in that 5-game span. So if you want to take him 2 points, that's been a decent bet recently, but I'm just taking him for the assist at minus 148. Knights might try to shut him down, not let him shoot too much, but he's been making sick plays no matter who is on his line, even without Will Smith. Colin Graff is on there. They got some other, I think, Russian guy on there now, Igor Chernyshov there. So Celebrini making plays no matter who is on his line. So, yeah, assist minus 148. It's a bit longer than I would like to play, but he's just been a machine this season. That is the 13 games on Tuesday. There's one prop for every game, so I'm going to round robin them. Hopefully we come out positive out of that. Round robining just limits kind of the risk there that you're taking. You're not, you should get something back out of yours if you do. Probably do some 2 legs, do some 3 legs there. Maybe sprinkle some of the 5 or 6 legs, or even 8 or 9 legs. Just risk. You can play with your risk tolerance depending on which legs, how many you do, and all that type of stuff there. All right, gonna do some team totals after the break, but we are brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. At Novig, you're getting the best prices. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. Been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. Got college basketball up and running, got bowl season. Super easy to sign up. You can run predictions off the house model or make your own and play with the sliders. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, we'll get into some team total shots on goal now. They've been up and down. I swept one of them a few weeks ago. I got 500 on another one here, so hopefully we can go positive here on the big 13 game slate. Starting at this game in an hour and a half, Pittsburgh at Toronto. I like the Maple Leafs under 28.5 shots on goal. They already met twice this season. Toronto had 20 and 23 shots in those two games. Looking at their recent games, 28, 22, 22, 27, 28, 30, 25, 23, 24. So under in 8 of their past 9, and the one over was in overtime against the Sharks. And Pittsburgh has been better recently at limiting shots on goal against here. You got 25, 20, 26, 22 in their past 4. So um, I'll take that under on the Leafs. Not sure what's going on up there in Toronto. Going to be their third game in 4 nights, coming home from a road trip down there in Washington, Nashville, and Dallas. So been tough going there for Toronto. I don't think they'll get to 29 shots on goal tonight. And then the 6:30 game, taking the Red Wings under 29 and a half shots on goal against Dallas. Did have 41 shots on goal when they dominated in Washington, but that's been the only game in their past 9 when they've had more than 29 shots on goal. You got 27, 41, 28, 21, 24, 28, 29, 21, 25 in their past 9 games. Is the first meeting this season, and Dallas has been decent defensively, especially recently. 28, 25 shots against, 37 in San Jose, but have to imagine there were some sort of score effects there. 28, 22, 30 at Minnesota, 30 at Winnipeg. So a few overs there for the opposition on the road, but Detroit just has not been shooting much at home at all. Third game in 4 nights for them as well. So see a low event game there in Detroit, just especially in today's NHL. If you see these team shots on goal up close to 30 or in the 30s, it's almost like a out of principle you have to take the under here. So for Detroit, I'll take the under 29 and a half. Going down to 7 at the Sabres, under 25 and a half. I do like them as road underdogs, but I don't think they're going to be firing too many pucks on net. Had 27 shots on goal in the first meeting when they won 8-4. But, looking at recent games, 25, 32, 28, and, road games here, especially 25, 23, 15, 28, 29. Like, and Ottawa is more about Ottawa's defense. Their shots against 20, 24, 25, 25, 25, 27. So 6 straight, or five straight there under 27 in there. He's got a 20 and a 22 recently. I think it's going to be tight checking, kind of battle it out. Both teams playing third game in 4 nights, so tired legs. Just get pucks in deep and change. I think it's going to be a lot of what's going on there in Ottawa tonight. Looking at another rivalry game, Devils over 28 and a half shots on goal. My first and one of my few overs for the team totals here. Devils got Jack Hughes back last game. They had 35 shots on goal in the first meeting against the Islanders at home. Are going on the road now, but 27, 22, 33, have some 30s, 32, 37 in there. And once again, just about the Islanders defense too. You got to look at what they're allowing: 32, 29, 21, 34, 33, 38, 29, 32, 38, 31. They tend to get outshot by teams. Looking at the season here, Devils averaging 29, Islanders allowing 28.36, and even at home, that's 28 allowed, and on the road, 29.9 for the Devils there. So this is the Devils, Jack Hughes especially firing a lot of pucks on net, trying to bounce back from that loss to the Sabres. Okay, Canadians Bruins taking the Canadians under 27 and a half shots on goal. They have not been shooting too much recently. Only once in their past 6 games did they go over, and that was against the Blackhawks. And then Boston is a lot better than Chicago defensively. Montreal, just reading off their past 5 games: 25, 21, 35, 22, 27, and 17. So came close there: 29, 27, 26 in their past 9 as well. So 7 of the past 9 have gone under. Boston's recent games, shots allowed: 28, 23, 25, 21, 31, 29, 26. So do tend to trend that way. Once again, third game in 4 nights for both teams, so tired legs, all that jazz there. Canadians did have 28 shots on goal in the first meeting, but that was at home. Looking at Montreal's only averaging 25.3 shots on goal per game. Boston is allowing 30 per game, but at home that comes down to 28.7 and only 24.44 per game on the road for the Canadians. So under 27 there, under 27 and a half in Boston. Florida, Carolina here, taking Carolina. You got the 31 and a half number. I will take the under there, especially playing the Panthers. Panthers just have the Hurricanes number. We saw this game over the weekend. Panthers outshot them 41-29 in a shootout win there and a comeback win. Florida typically doesn't allow a ton of shots on goal. Only once in their past 10 games they allowed more than 31, and that was at Colorado, who is a high flying team there. They've allowed 31, 29, 29, 28, 15, 42, 30, 21, 31, and 29 in their past 10 games. And then Carolina, the past few games here on the road. I know they're back at home now, but at Tampa 22, at Florida 29, even home against the Flyers only had 32, only barely went over there. So not as confident in this, not ever too confident when I'm playing Carolina team totals unders, but no Slavin, no Jarvis. I think we just see a tight checking game with or Florida playing a good road game. Florida's allowing 26.8 shots at on the season, 29 at home, but Carolina averaging 32. But I feel like this is a good spot where it's more of a low event game as they have a rematch tonight. Rangers at Capitals here. I'm taking the Capitals under 30 and a half shots on goal. The first meeting, the Capitals only had 21 shots on goal. Recent game had 33 at Detroit, but before that 26, 29, 25, 25, 25, 38, 21, 31, 25. And the Rangers have been somewhat decent at limiting shots on goal, not the past two games, 31 and 32. But before that, 27, 16, 25, 17, 25, 28, 42 to Colorado, and then 27 on the season. Washington is averaging 29, New York allowing 28. And so, yeah, right around that 30 number for both of them there. Same thing with the Hurricanes. Not too confident, but I do think this is going to be a tighter checking game. Third game in 4 nights, once again for both teams here, as it seems to be for a lot of these teams before the holiday break. All right, 2 more here. Going with the Predators over 28 and a half shots on goal. They've been shooting the puck a decent bit recently. They had 34 shots on goal in the first meeting in Minnesota. So that was over by 5.5 shots on goal. And recent games, 32, 34, 26, 26, 29, 32, 31, 22, 29, and 28. And the Wild, they've been kind of leaking goals recently. I know they've been playing some high offense opponents, 41 against Colorado, 30 against Edmonton, but 29 at Columbus there, 25 to Washington, 31 to Boston, 36 to Ottawa. So hoping Nashville can maybe get some score effects as well. I do see Minnesota probably winning this one. Too big of favorites possibly, but yeah, I think Nashville maybe late in the game can pile them on as well with Wild winning. And then finally, Flyers at Blackhawks, taking the Blackhawks under 25 and a half shots on goal there. Flyers have been great this season at limiting shots on goal against. Rick Tocchet has really gotten that down. Canucks got to 25 eventually on Thursday or Monday night there in Philadelphia, but 27, 27, 22, 32, 21, 22, 18 in their past 8 games for the Flyers. And the Blackhawks, without Connor Bedard, they got 28, 15, 25, 26 in their past 4 games there. I can't imagine they're averaging too many shots on goal per game, 25.2. Flyers allowing 25.8. Yeah, so I feel like that's a good play. Flyers should be able to keep them to the outside. No Bedard, no Frank Nazar. So those are the team total shots on goal for today. Okay, that's about going to do it here for the player prop show. Once again, the puck bucks here for tonight's slate are on the screen here at the 34:30 minute mark. As we close this out, I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all that good stuff. We should be back with a regular show sometime this weekend. I know there's a big slate on Monday. It's a weird week next week with big slates Monday and Wednesday. Then the Winter Classic, I think, is on the first, or did they switch it up to the second or something? I don't know. I don't know if they're scared of January 2nd. The Winter Classic is 8 p.m. So we'll definitely be back before that. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube, Hockey in the Podcast, subscribe on Apple and Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord, and follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at